By your 30s, life stops asking what you believe in. It starts testing what you built. Your career, your money, your relationships, your body, everything begins sending invoices at the same time. Evan's life was built around one belief. If something matters, reduce dependency. Fewer people meant fewer delays, fewer misunderstandings, fewer disappointments. Maya's life was built around a different belief. If something matters, do not carry it alone. More trusted people meant more perspective, more emotional support, and more ways to recover when life became complicated. From the outside, Evan looked disciplined. Maya looked connected. Both looked like strength. But every lifestyle protects one part of you while exposing another. Evan protected control. Maya protected connection.
At work, Evan was the person managers trusted when something had to be fixed quickly. He did not wait for alignment. He found the problem, made a plan, and moved.
That made him valuable, but it also made him easy to overload. People gave Evan difficult tasks because Evan rarely pushed them back. Maya worked differently. When a project became tense, she brought people into the room. She asked what each person saw, what they feared, and what they needed. That made her valuable too. She turned conflict into conversation, but she also became the person everyone expected to manage the emotional temperature. Evan's work style produced speed. Maya's work style produced buy-in. One reduced friction by taking control, the other reduced friction by creating trust. But speed has a cost when everything depends on one person, and buy-in has a cost when every decision needs emotional labor. Outside work, Evan kept his personal life efficient. He cooked simple meals, worked out alone, fixed small problems, and kept his calendar clean. His life was quiet, but not empty. He enjoyed the silence because silence did not ask anything from him. Maya's personal life was fuller. Dinner with friends, calls with family, favors exchanged, birthdays remembered, neighbors checked on.
Her life was warm, but not light. Every relationship added meaning. It also added expectation. When Evan was tired, no one interrupted him, but no one always noticed either. When Maya was tired, people noticed. But noticing often came with more conversation, more concern, and sometimes more responsibility. Evan's peace came from boundaries. Maya's peace came from belonging. Both were real forms of comfort. But boundaries can become walls, and belonging can become obligation. One Saturday, Evan skipped a friend's birthday because work was behind and his apartment needed repairs. He told himself it was practical. And it was. But practicality had become his safest excuse. The same night, Maya went to the birthday dinner even though she was exhausted. She laughed, checked on the quiet friend, took photos, and made sure everyone felt included. On the way home, she realized she had barely tasted her own food. Self-reliance can make a person disappear before anyone notices. Community can make a person present for everyone while absent from themselves. Neither of them was wrong. They were both protecting something. Evan was protecting energy. Maya was protecting connection. Then came the decisions that make adulthood feel permanent. Should they buy a home? Should they keep renting? Should they buy a car? Should they invest more aggressively? Evan researched alone. Mortgage rates, down payments, maintenance costs, resale value, commute time, insurance. He trusted numbers because numbers did not pressure him emotionally. This protected him from bad advice. No one could rush him into a decision because of status, family pressure, or fear of missing out. But researching alone also meant carrying the fear alone. If he chose wrong, there would be no shared conversation to soften the regret. Maya researched through people. She talked to friends who bought too early, friends who kept renting, a cousin who regretted buying a car, and a coworker who lost money chasing trends. This gave her perspective numbers alone could not provide. She heard about stress, repairs, hidden fees, family expectations, and the emotional weight of debt. But shared wisdom came with shared noise. Everyone had a story, everyone had a warning, everyone had a different definition of safety. Evan's financial style reduced social pressure, but increased personal pressure. Maya's financial style increased perspective, but also increased emotional noise. When Evan considered buying a car, he built a spreadsheet: fuel, parking, insurance, depreciation, repairs. The conclusion was clear. He did not buy one. When Maya considered buying a car, she asked how often her parents needed rides, whether friends could share trips, and whether ride-hailing plus rentals made more sense. Her conclusion was less clean but more connected to real use. Evan avoided unnecessary debt. Maya avoided unnecessary isolation. Both were making rational choices from different definitions of cost. Then family entered the picture, as it often does in your 30s. Evan's father needed help understanding medical bills. Maya's mother needed help with a small move. Evan handled his father's situation like a project. He compared clinics, organized documents, checked insurance, booked the appointment, and planned transportation. He was useful, but when his father said, "I don't want to go alone," Evan realized the problem was not only logistical, it was emotional. Maya handled her mother's move through people. She asked one cousin for boxes, one friend for a car, one neighbor for extra hands. The move became lighter because it was shared. But shared help brought shared friction. Someone arrived late, someone packed carelessly, someone gave opinions nobody asked for. Evan's family responsibility was efficient but emotionally lonely. Maya's family responsibility was supported but socially complicated. The turning point was not a disaster. It was a sentence both of them eventually had to say. Evan called his sister and said, "I'm handling Dad's appointments alone. Can we split this?" The words felt heavier than the work itself. Maya messaged her friends and said, "I love being part of this, but I can't be the organizer every time." The boundary felt more frightening than the exhaustion. Nothing dramatic happened. Evan's sister said yes. Maya's friends apologized and took over the next plan. That is the strange thing about long-held coping strategies. The fear often survives long after the original danger has changed. Evan did not become someone who depended on everyone. He still valued preparation, privacy, and the ability to stand on his own. But he stopped treating help as evidence of failure. Maya did not become someone who closed herself off. She still valued connection, shared meals, and being part of people's lives. But she stopped treating boundaries as evidence that she cared less. Evan learned that self-reliance is strongest when it allows feedback. Maya learned that community is healthiest when it allows limits. One life reduces dependence on others, but increases dependence on personal capacity. The other distributes the burden across people, but increases exposure to social complexity. The real question is not whether to stand alone or stand together. The real question is, what does your choice protect you from? And what does it quietly expose you to? Because every lifestyle is both a shelter and a cost.